Hello and welcome everyone. This is Ragnarok here with Chapter 2 of my Karl Franz Mortal Empires Warhammer 2 campaign on legendary difficulty titled Rise of Sigmar. Now a lot of you are probably thinking, what the hell? This isn't turn 1 of an Empire campaign, which is what I thought I was going to see when I clicked on the thumbnail. If you guys do want to see that, just scroll about 100 videos or so towards the top of the playlist, and you can start with episode 1, or you're more than welcome to join me now and continue on through. We're playing for full map completion, and yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We've done pretty well so far. We're in the midst of a chaos invasion. The Doom Tide is just about to start rolling toward our territory, and it's going to get a little bit intense here for the next little while. So if you're wondering why I break up the playlist like this, it's two primary reasons. One, as a very tiny YouTuber in an ocean with Total War videos galore, I have to do anything I can to direct traffic to the channel. So that's the number one reason. Number two is I believe that it makes it easier to navigate the playlist for anyone watching it later on, or anyone who wants to skip around a little bit. I think it just makes it a little bit more organized and a little bit easier to go through, especially when the playlists get this excessively long. So this is technically episode 101. Right, so yeah, let's crack on. So episodes are going to be in about 30 minutes to an hour length. I know I said on episode 100 that I was going to go with hour-long videos, but I think I'm going to still go with the half an hour length, just for, I don't know, I think it's been successful for the campaign. I think we'll just continue going with that length for the most part, and then hour-long on occasion. Right, as I said earlier, or I believe I said earlier, we're going for full map completion. We're playing legendary difficulty, and the build is pre-Feastag update. So we're actually playing on the Vampire Coast beta. And for those of you who are new, and those of you who are returning, I'll quickly introduce you to the cast of characters that we have. Also, if you want one of the characters named, please let me know in the comments. I will do my best to name them as quickly as possible, but if I'm being honest, usually it takes me a little while before I get the characters' names in there for you guys. So it may be, if you put a name in the comments, it might not show up for 5 or 10 episodes. Yeah, just as sort of the nature of the game. Anyway, basically the priests of Sigmar for the most part are named after Viking heroes and mythical people and gods. Generals are mostly philosophers and historians. Battle mages are just about anyone from movies or fantasy. But you guys have free range, whatever you guys want to name characters, so long as it's not anything belligerent, then I'll definitely do my best to try and get it in there. So we're excuse me, at the beginning of turn 144 here. We haven't done any moves yet, and we're picking up right where we left off. Before I introduce you guys to the characters, the last thing I wanted to mention was there are Warhammer lore spoilers that we're going to be going through. We've been reading Chris Wright's Sword of Justice during the end turns, so if you are new to the campaign, just be forewarned that we're about to dive right into chapter 9. So if you haven't read that novel, then yeah, you have been forewarned that during the end turns we will be reading that stuff. So first general that we'll take a look at here is Schwarzhelm. He's actually Ludwig Schwarzhelm, star of Chris Wright's novel Sword of Justice, and he's being supported by Virgil, one of the warrior priests. And this is going to be our demigryph army. I want an army full of demigryphs, but for the time being, He's being sent to the Far East. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. I've been a bit under the weather, which is why I'm a little bit behind on my recording of late. But anyway, this is one of the first armies I built. I know it's a very low tier army, but I'm essentially using Supreme Patriarch Eric Grunwald as a garrison type commander, just sort of mopping up and kind of rebellions and any kind of invasions that come along the coast here. He's almost like a governor of Altdorf, which is primarily where I'd like to have him stationed, just because he does give a pretty significant boost to the income. And from Altdorf, is basically the heart of the empire. Built a lot of roads throughout the campaign, which have greatly increased our movement, our mobility. Seems a little ridiculous to put a road here since we've got limited build slots, but that 15% movement does make a big difference, or at least in my opinion, I think it's worth it. Anyway, Grunwald, he's also in, plays a pretty significant role in Chris Wright's book. We've got Captain Rackham, who is a pirate captain, notorious pirate captain, actually historical, and if you guys have seen the show Black Sails, pretty cool character in there. Albert E, obviously Albert Einstein is our bright wizard over here, and then we've got Captain Vane, another notorious pirate from the same show, Black Sails, and also loosely historically based. Over here we've got Castilian engineer Aristotle. We've got Hodor, or Hodor, not to be confused with Hodor, hold the door from Game of Thrones. This is Hodor, the Viking god of the night, I believe is his proper name. He's almost immortal. He's got one more level to go. And then we've got Heisenberg, who's named by one of my patrons, one of our subscribers. I forget who at the top of off the top of my head, but thank you very much for that, for putting the name in here. Over here we've got the Emperor's Eye, Uther Pendragon, the father of the legendary and mythical, well, maybe mythical, Arthur Pendragon. And we've got Captain Silver, Long John Silver, also from Black Sails, but Black Sails, actually the show, is a prequel to Treasure Island. Yeah, something interesting to note there. And then Snorri is a legendary Viking poet. Captain Magnus, I named this guy after one of Ragnar Lothbrok's sons. However, one of the greatest, and actually I believe is the youngest chess champion ever, is a bloke from, I believe it's Iceland. Yeah, pretty sure it's Iceland. It goes by the name of Magnus. Got a really cool documentary on YouTube about him as well. But anyway, Magnus, very cool name. Reichsmarschall Gudjo von Hupp, another name chosen by one of our subscribers. I'd like this army to eventually become all Reichsguard, maybe Reichsguard with some cannon support. But we've got Nicole Bolas, and if you guys don't know who this guy is, oh my gosh, I've not yet lived. Magic the Gathering, Planeswalker of pretty much unlimited power. Anyway, Bright Light Wizard, not my favorite school of magic, but he's doing what he can. We've got Odin, Warrior Priest, we've got Plato here, and we also have Thor. So, very strong cast supporting Reichsmarschall von Hupp. And then over here, we have Archelector Dante Aljahere, supported by Captain Block, another character from Chris Wright's book. Dante, famous Italian poet from the late Middle Ages and arguably the early Renaissance. We also have Ragnar the Fearless from, if you guys are familiar with The Last Kingdom, very cool character in that show and book by, oh man, who's the Bernard Cornwell, I think. Pretty sure is the name of the author. Books are great. Show is awesome. If you haven't checked it out, definitely do so. But and then we've got Captain Billy Bones, another notorious captain from Black Sails. Alright, I think that's everybody but Franz. We've got a couple characters down here. We've got Bjorn and Kolbitter. These are also Viking names. Kolbitter and Bjorn is actually one of Ragnar Lothbrok's supposed sons, and Kolbitter is a little bit further back in the mythology. And then over here we've got Treasurer Helborg, the rival to Schwarzhelm in Chris Ritt's book, and we've got Balder, the warrior priest. Balder, another famous Viking story. Balder is actually the he has his fate. He's ill-fated, one of the Viking gods, and the favored of the gods actually as well. Oh right, in hidden in behind we've got Verstholen, another very important character in the novel that we're reading. And where the blazes is Karl Franz? A good question. Let's take a look at the lords in here. Where are you, Franzi? There you are. Son of a gun. Yeah, I brought him back here to replenish. The replenishment, obviously, super slow in Norska. We just defeated Wolfric. He attacked the Ice Drake board. We're gonna lose, most likely, Bjornling's gathering. And just this terrain is so hard to keep control of. But yeah, Franzi over here. Who do we got with Franz? Got Captain Flint, who is the most notorious of the pirates from Black Sails. We've also got Captain Kirk. If you haven't seen Star Trek, well, my goodness, you probably check it out. Wrath of Khan, one of my favorite movies of all time. We've got Doc Holliday here, gunslinger, famous gunslinger, and we've got the Aldorth Apothecary. So one of the comments was that we've got too many heroes in Franz's army, and I tend to agree. I'm kind of thinking that maybe we'll put Holiday in one of the other armies. I like having a little bit of offensive magic in Franz's army, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I will keep them there for now, and I'll consider maybe getting rid of one of them. I do want to pick up another Reiksguard for this army, but sitting here for 4 turns is not really ideal either. Yeah, again, I apologize for the occasional coughing, guys. I've been under the weather all week. Haven't gotten a lick of recording done, and yeah. Anyway, so that's the cast. Those are the characters. If you want one named, just let me know in the comments. So, primary thing that we need to do is we need to take care of Vlad von Karstein here, who the undead army has marched in here. We've also got an orc army, but we're not at war with the orcs. They haven't caused us any trouble. Trying to get Helborg to full strength here, or at least a little bit stronger. Anyway, let's level up some of these guys. I'm gonna keep him on foot. Just give him go with that. Balder is essentially a campaign agent. I've been bringing these agents over to help support this army to get rid of this nuisance. We fought with the von Karsteins ages ago in the campaign. Pretty much wiped them out except for 1 or 2 territories, and they've been like sitting back here. I don't know how he got himself over here, but he has, and he's just causing us a bit of a nuisance here. So what I'm trying to do is to get Schwarzhelm over there. Now we could force march him, or we could pick up some. No, we gotta continue force march. I was gonna say we could pick up some more troops along the way. I think we'll let Helborg continue trying to recruit troops. So every time we have tried to recruit with Helborg, I've been more or less stifled by Sigmar. Actually, that won't be necessary against the vampires. Honest Steel is good. During presence. Let's go with hard to hit. Give him a little bit better melee defense. Chances are okay. So, excuse me. Sorry again, guys. I apologize. I think I'm gonna come back here and defend Averheim. I think we've got a chance. We've got 14, 15, 16, 17, and then we put these units in there. Should have a little bit more of a chance to defend it. Don't want to stand inside the settlement, so just be on the safe side, just in case we lose the battle. I don't want these guys to be all killed, or at least these two to be killed. Trying to get these agents over here to help support this situation as well. The other thing is to, if we're in there and he's sieging it, we won't get the recruitment. So if we go in there, we can get global recruitment. They're just trash, but we just need to get the numbers up. He's got a lot of trash too.
Protector of the weak, warrior of
We should hop in there.
By Sigmar.
One of the comments recently was in regards to my economy. The economy is pretty bad at the moment for this relative to the size. However, we do have 8 armies in the field, which really significantly reduces your income. Alright, Grunwald, it's time to get you on the move. May potentially need you to come over and help. I'm hoping these 2 small armies will be able to deal with Vlad. And we do also have the option to pick up some more of these, which also, all these regiments are renowned. I mean, look at the price of these demigrants. 1,000 right there. 78. This actually would be quite useful. Alright, we're gonna pick up these 2. We'll save the Luminarch for now. Yeah, that just hit our income pretty hard. The Hellstorm would be quite helpful getting rid of some of these skeletons. So we'll go with that. And then these bloody flagellants are expensive as hell. We're gonna be just about broke next turn rolls around.
Rise Sigmar.
Alright. Oder. Righteous Fury. Why not?
Show me the accused.
First Tolan. Witch Hunter. None of this is really... It's never... I doubt he's ever gonna see battle anytime soon. We can get rid of some of these agents for us.
I trust no man.
Yes, good job. Alright, where are we going to send you? Have half movement.
Who calls?
Maybe it's not the first. Thought it was the beginning of the turn. Pretty sure. No, why? Oh, maybe because he's starting the turn where he is, like on the shore there. What do we want to give you? Alright, let's upgrade your Pegasus, I guess.
What?
And von Hupp. Working towards Quartermaster, that'll be helpful. Actually, damn it, maybe the Lightning Strike would have been a better option there. Hear that. Right, the Doomtide is over here somewhere. Pretty sure.
Yes, son of Sigmar.
Then Lodbrok.
Step to it.
I think I forgot to introduce this guy at the beginning of the video. And Lodbrok to scout.
No.
Oh man, this is nasty. Nasty. Alright, so that's gonna be a ton of fun to deal with. Don't know if it's worth building this. Potentially get the garrison up. Gonna take one. Oh, okay, it's gonna take 3 turns. Don't think we're gonna get it built in time, but just in case we do. Got walls here at Kislev. One more turn. Probably go with growth here in this province, because this is more than likely we're going to be making our stand. I want to make sure we're not at war with these guys right now. Alright, yeah, we're not. Okay, so we don't have to worry about the Skaven at the moment. Would have been nice to finish them off.
Yes, my lord.
I believe we're going to need all three of these forces, and we're going to need Franz over here soon.
I live to serve the Emperor. I serve.
I think we're going to send you to Prague.
By the comet. To the provinces.
We'll get you moving over there to support.
Sound plan.
Two of you can work together.
Yes.
Uther, I want to get you to here. I'd like to take this settlement. I don't know if this is a good idea. I don't. Probably gonna lose this. More than likely.
Yes.
Alright, Franzi. But you know what? Somewhere. Be a wound, I guess. There's nothing else to upgrade,
Summon
really.
the Elector Counts.
Yeah, we can come over here and son of a bitch.
Cleanse the empire.
Uhtred, oh shit. His attributes. Uhtred, son of Uhtred. Uhtred is one of the. Alright, this is a monster tracker. Oh, you. Okay. This is a main character of The Last Kingdom by Bernard Cornwell. Uhtred, son of Uhtred. It's such an awesome show and book. Again, I know repeating myself, but if you guys haven't checked it out, definitely worth watching. Alright, let's force march Franz into Middenheim. Or actually, we'll go slightly past Middenheim. Be up to Aristotle to hold the ground we've taken here in Norska. We're gonna attack and hopefully finish off Wilfred here in a moment. Just want to make sure I just want to make all of my moves before we do that, which I think I have pretty much everything. I really hope he doesn't come back and raise the moot. I'm okay with it being damaged for the time being. He sieges Averheim. I feel like we can win there. Maybe. Oh man, it'll be tough fight. The regiments of renown, though, and the defensive position. He's only got the one Vargolf. We've killed his Blood Knights. But yeah, he's just filled the army with trash mostly. So, plus we've got a couple of heroes. If we can get these heroes over here, then it could be in shape. Yeah, I think that's. Ah, son of a bitch. We got agents in behind our lines down here.
By the comet.
Maybe Uhtred can help get rid of them. Monster Tracker, yeah, he should be well suited for that. Essentially, Franz, while he's here in Middenheim, I think most likely what we'll do is we'll recruit a couple of Wrights. Gosh. Gotta be flipping kidding me. I just realized, so we've got the Reichsfort here. I build these mostly for the additional garrison, even though we're not really under threat, but those extra 2 Reichsguard do make a big difference in a siege situation. If chaos does make it all the way to here, we should be able to hold it. What I was going to say, I just realized we don't have a blacksmith here, so even though we have Reichsfort, we can't freaking. We could smash this, put the blacksmith there.
I command here.
Well, you know what? Maybe we'll put the Luminarch in Franz's army. Might do that rather than get another Reichsguard. I don't know. Think about it. Anyway, we want to get him to full strength. I should have left him in Middenheim. Would have gotten better replenishment there. Anyway, I think those are all the moves we're gonna make. Minute Rebellion. Aristotle will have to deal with that when it happens. here. We'll just let it happen and see what it does. And then Talabekland.
Ready.
Well, Talabheim. Gonna happen over here. I guess Franz will have to quickly mop that up before he comes over. All right. Anyway, let's get rid of old Wolfric here if we can. Well, I guess we can just auto resolve this. I was kind of hoping that we'd get an actual battle in here for the first episode. I guess we could have fought that, but I mean, what the hell was the point? What the hell point of that be? Alright, good stuff. Let's get you back into the Ice Strike board. A little bit of replenishment. A couple of you leveled up. Oh, sweet. Griffin. Love it. Heisenberg. Good sir. You are immortal. Good stuff. So, yeah, I think probably for the time being is I'll just keep Aristotle here. We'll lose the Bay of Blades and lose Bjorn's Gathering, but we're not ready for a full-scale invasion of Norsca. We've got to deal with the Chaos threat first. And then once Chaos is eliminated, once the Doomtide is taken care of, then we can launch our full-scale invasion into Norsca. Probably, since these armies, well, assuming that they don't get defeated or wiped off the map, will be positioned over here and we can come back through this way. And then link up with Aristotle eventually. And potentially, if we can free up our armies in the south, we can send Schwarzhelm to help out there as well. But yeah, everything looks pretty good, with the exception of Vlad being a major nuisance, and Chaos pretty much about to roll through here and steamroll through our territory. So we'll hopefully be able to stem the tide, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, so back to Chris Wright's Sword of Justice, and we'll see how things are going to play out here. So we're about to begin chapter 9. Gerhard Muller gripped the cudgel tightly. It wasn't as easy to do as it should have been. His vision was still clouded with drink. The men around him looked unsteady on their feet too. That was predictable, of course. He gave a bunch of thugs a handful of coins and told them to prepare for trouble. They were bound to drink it away. That was what thugs did when you indulged them. Averheim was a much friendlier place for this kind than it used to be, and it was getting even better. He looked at the boys around him. He knew most of them. Some had been dragged out of some hole by Drucker. Others looked entirely unfamiliar. They might just have been coming along for the ride. As far as Muller was concerned, they were welcome to. More the bloodier. The gang of men rounded the last corner before the square. Targets were right in front of them, celebrating in the evening sunlight outside the inn on the far side. They looked pretty well lubricated. Muller surveyed the scene quickly. Lightdorf's men numbered about 50, maybe a shade more. They were relaxed. Didn't see any weapons. Some of them had already passed out. It was just as Alptrom had told him. "Charge!" he bellowed, waving the cudgel wildly over his head. All around him, his mates did the same. They made a pretty terrifying spectacle. In a disorganized tide, Muller's band of brothers swept across the square. With satisfaction, Muller saw the Lightdorf's mob scramble to their feet. They were completely unprepared. That was sloppy. Really sloppy. Then, they were among them. Muller swung the cudgel with abandon. Most of Lightdorf's men were unarmed. He enjoyed the way the heavy wood crunched against bone. One particular vicious swipe audibly caved a man's skull in. Muller liked that. He made it an ambition to do it again. There was something gloriously satisfying in the sound. Squishy, liquid squelch of brains being redistributed. I didn't mention this earlier, maybe I should have, but right. The novel is not for the faint of heart. I mean, the game is not for the faint of heart either. It's definitely mature content, so yeah, take that into consideration. Moving forward, pretty violent stuff here all the way around. A man swung a table leg in Muller's direction. It was a pretty pathetic sight. Muller hammered the cudgel into the man's midriff, knocking the wind out of him. He collapsed, and the table leg skittered across the stone. The cudgel rose and fell quickly. 2, 3 blows, the man was out cold. Muller stood over him, feeling the surge of victory in his blood. He took aim and plunged the cudgel down at the prone man's skull. It cracked, caving in like a chicken's egg. "Yes," he cried, looking around to see if anyone had noticed. This game was getting better and better. Drucker swayed up to him. He looked drunk, both on violence and on ale. He had a trail of blood across his mouth. Even Muller didn't really want to know how he'd got that. "We should torch this place," Drucker said, grinning. "That's what we're being paid for. Who's got the flints?" "Thought you did." Muller laughed. As much as he liked his ale, he couldn't deny that getting plastered got into the way of proper planning. "Damn it, what are we going to do now?" That question was answered more quickly than he expected. From the other side of the square, more men had arrived. They were bearing weapons, just like Muller's men. They were pretty crude. Meat hooks, hammers, blacksmith's tongs, even rocks. Light Door's people weren't entirely armed after all. Weren't entirely unarmed after all. We could potentially win this here, though the odds are not giving us a whole lot of chance. Though I guess we are outnumbered by quite a bit. I'm just gonna auto resolve this because I don't think it's really worth keeping this settlement anyway. So we'll have to concede it to Hectus Gorillus for the time being. "Excellent!" exclaimed Muller. Same thing here. We're just gonna let them raise it to the ground. "Excellent!" exclaimed Muller, licking his lips. "They're up for a fright." Drucker grinned savagely. "I'll squeeze their eyes out," he wheezed, fingering the meat chopper lavishly. Muller looked at the man uncertainly. He liked a good scrap as much as anyone, but Drucker could be a little alarming. Alright, we will stop there. So if you're wondering what's happened, if you haven't read or you haven't been following along with the first part of the novel, basically in Averheim there is a contestation for the next seat of power. I forget what it's called. Ragnar the Younger, the warrior priest, ready for duty. And these are two of the two nominees. These are the two. These are thugs hired by them, fighting it out on the streets of Averheim. So it's getting pretty nasty. They're the next succession for the ruler of Averheim, or I guess it's an elector count. I'm not sure. I had a feeling they were gonna do this. Prevents us from recruiting. At least we're not suffering attrition. That is a good thing. Might as well cancel these. A little bit of coin. We can. Looks like we can get all the way over here. Force march with our forts down here. All right, Sigmar's ward. We don't need it for you just yet. Where is?
Ready.
Okay, perfect. Get these guys into his army as well. So I believe it should be supporting. Sucks that we've got a force march in though. They're gonna fight a lot worse. We could always. A little bit risky, but I feel like we've got the advantage here now. Now that we've got these additional troops. Finally end this nuisance here, though.
What does the Emperor bid?
Oh,
Yes.
And you pop in there as well. A couple more characters. Got the Demigryph Knights, a couple of elite
Ready to serve.
units, and then we've got regiments of renown, plus we've got the garrison.
Ever vigilant.
Just not sure,
So,
not 100% that he's reinforcing.
Sigmarite
Because he's
arch
positioned
lector.
on the opposite side of the settlement. Maybe, yeah, that's son of a bitch. He's not. He's afraid of that. Because the battle's being fought on the other side of the settlement. He's being cut out from the reinforcements.
on
There.
march.
He's kind of standing within the zone of control there. Maybe he'll be quitting now. Yeah. There we go. Alright, we got him. Alright, so let's fight this. And then we'll probably end the episode. I'm glad we actually got a fight in. I have to do a good job here. Otherwise, yeah, otherwise we're going to be in a world of hurt here. We've got nothing else to deal with, Vlad. So if we lose this, we are in big trouble. Might actually be better just to let them siege the settlement. I don't know. I feel pretty good with the Demigryphs. They don't have any real counter to them. Vlad is going to be the toughest thing to take down, though. If we can get the silver bullets and maybe these guys, whatever the hell they're called, take them down. Actually, the cannon, we should probably try and take out the Bargolf. Hammer the witches. I feel like that'll be the best target for that. The guns try and take out their heroes, or the Graveguard, whatever, come into the lines first. These two, keep them out of the fighting initially. Try and take most of the damage on the heroes that just joined the fight. But yeah, I mean, we shouldn't have any. Like, gonna give us the best line of sight. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to leave the Hammer of the Witches here, and what I'm thinking is, as soon as the fight starts, to pull the Sunmaker back to here. You two, I think your primary role in this battle will be to protect the artillery. And same with you. There. Are all our reinforcements coming in from there? Shouldn't there be... I'm a little worried that there's only one tab for reinforcement. Did I just imagine that our other reinforcements are coming? Yeah, for now. If Schwarzhelm doesn't show up, I'm gonna be really disappointed.
Obey! Ready to
Okay.
engage! Let us chant battle hymns!
A little worried here. Wait.
Warrior priest!
Okay, no. See, that's done.
Yes, General! Sigmar calls! Ready to engage!
Guys, get over here.
Hang! Ready to engage!
Put you back here.
Sigmar guides us! Don't miss fire!
We'll be back a
Moving
little
out,
bit.
sir! Taking position! Demigryph Knights! Ready to engage!
Guys, as
We serve the Emperor!
you
Taking position!
a
To
different
battle!
one.
Formation march! Ready to serve!
The cavalry.
We obey! Take the ground!
See if we can
Spearmen! State troops!
organize.
Ready! Yes, sir! We are Sigmar's
Guns.
heirs!
Ah man, I hate using guns.
Yes, sir. Quickly.
Guns there, I guess.
Missiles will fly.
There.
Great swords. Spearmen. For the Warhammer. For Heldenhammer. Take the
Do
ground.
one thick line.
Ivorina, listen. Demigriff
Rather than a
Knights.
long line.
Moving now.
They'll probably would better have front. Anyway, not a big deal. Wait.
Hand gunners.
Get this out of the way.
Demigriff Knights. Captain of the Empire.
Fire. Seems okay. One of you guys gotta get over here. Like they're gonna flank us with Griffin Ghouls and the Dire Wolves. More of the witches.
Great cannon. We
Take them down. And shoot the Bargolf as well. That would be fantastic. I'm gonna throw those spears in. Both down.
No lingering.
Let's take care of those.
Take the ground.
You guys over here to deal with the Dire Wolves. Alright, we've almost got the Bargolf down, so we're going really, really well so far. You guys can charge into them.
Yes, my lord.
Skeleton Warriors.
Halberdiers for the twin-tailed comet. Prepare for combat.
Where is... Alright, Vlad's a long ways off.
Verena, guide our aim.
Fuck.
The Empire
Son of a
endures.
bitch.
Quick march.
Worried about this?
Spearman, sir. We are Sigmar.
Oh, this is why I don't like using guns, as I am not good at managing them. Not at all. Alright, cavalry pull out. Charge back in there.
By Sigmar, obey me! Ah! Now! Ready for battle!
Alright, we should be okay with our heroes here. Really,
Great cannon! For Heldenhammer!
actually, I want you guys to target her.
My orders stand!
Guys,
Get them! Battle awaits!
sorry about that, guys. I'm not sure if we lost the audio there for a second. I pulled the cord out of my my headset by accident. Anyway, you guys can stay in there. You're gonna be disbanded after this anyway. Considering, well, assuming that we win the battle. Alright, some of you come down here and get rid of this corpse cart. Just charge in here.
We serve friends.
Lines are holding.
Soldiers of the Empire.
You guys can target that. Son of a bitch.
Now. Take position.
Oh. That's what you guys are back here for.
Prepare for combat. Attack. Crossbowmen. They are using
If Vlad get to taking a little bit of damage here.
We are Sigmar's heirs.
Guys, target these
Shoot them.
Grave Guard over here.
Ready for war.
Take that out, that would be nice.
Now. Sigmar.
And there.
Sigmar. Ready for war.
I hope you guys have an angle there that shoot. Hey, you need to get out of there.
Listen up! See to it! To battle! Ready for war! Go!
having a hard time over here. One of these demi-griffs over to help out.
Ready to smite. We're Sigmar's heirs.
Right.
Ready for war.
Alright, firm. You okay shape now? Let's finish with this. What is that gonna take you? Don't all need to be in there though.
Demigriff Knights by Ulrich's Wrath.
Alright, a little bit more of a struggle than probably needs to be, but I think we've almost got it. Vlad is probably going to be the last man standing here, at least for the vampires.
Now! Formation march! Sigmar calls! Demigriff Knights!
One of you
In
should
the
be
name
able
of the twin-tailed comet! Go!
to get a couple charges into the back there.
Our orders?
Your charges would be great. Where is Vlad? Target him. Oh, it looks like they're getting the army lost. They're about to crumble. Ooh, perfect. Yeah, a little bit rough, a little bit shaky, but I haven't played in a little while, and yeah, managing an army with like all of these different resources can be a little bit tricky at times, at least for someone like myself. Demigriff's got the job done. My God, are you guys? Oh, those are Empire Knights. Ah, perfect. All right, there we go. So, this nuisance more or less dealt with, which means should be able to disband Helborg's army pretty soon, and then we can send these campaign agent warrior priests somewhere else where we'll need them. We'll want to retake the settlement that he took from us, and just keep a close eye on whether or not any other vampire armies wander into our territory again. I don't think we'll be seeing them anytime too soon, but I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. I mean, I don't even know where his the rest of his settlements are. Anyway, I don't think we'll be seeing Vlad for a while. Anyway, I'm going to end things here. We'll finish him off, and then we'll start moving toward Greenstadt to retake that. Thank you very much for watching. Part 2 will be next. Have a great day. Ragnarok signing out.